Good evening, class, and welcome to the Week 4 discussion board for MPA 594 Comprehensive Exam Seminar with Dr. Sundstrom. My name is Luis Chavarin, and thank you for being here this week. This week, we'll quickly be going over the following. I'll be identifying a public and private agency with similar missions. I'll be developing or presenting a thesis and supporting themes to answer Allison's question regarding whether public and private management were alike in all the unimportant respects. And finally, I'll be detailing each theme and supporting each theme with theorists or theories. The two organizations that I chose were the Bureau of Prisons and Core Civic, which are both different organizations that provide services related to prisons. The Bureau of Prisons is the federal or the public agency, and Core Civic is a private agency. The thesis statement is the following. The Federal Bureau of Prisons and Core Civic are two organizations in the public and private sector, respectively, that exemplify the similarities between administration and management. The different themes that I'll be focusing on are the themes of efficiency, the functions of management, and organization. So when it comes to efficiency, both the public and the private sector have as one of their main goals efficiency in both time and money. We can look at theorists such as Wilson, who says that the objective of administrative study is to see what government can do and what it can do at utmost efficiency. Similarly, the private sector seeks to maximize profit and decrease expenditure. We can also look at Taylor, who Taylor himself was not really a theorist or specifically to public administration. But his idea of scientific management, while it's maybe outdated now, is a good example of how efficiency was a goal. And similarly with Gulick and Weber, which were two different theorists that focused on organization of management or functions of management in order to increase efficiency. When it comes to functions of management, it's a very broad theme. Once again, we have Gulick and his idea of POSCORP and the different the span of control. We can talk about his division of labor, but ultimately the idea of POSCORP and what management should be doing, especially his central concern of organization, which is that organizations should empower management or allow management to motivate and energize their workers, which brings us to theorists such as Follett, who criticized Taylor that scientific management depersonalized workers. And she began this discussion about participative management and brought psychology into the picture. And this was continued with Maslow and McGregor and their hierarchy of needs and McGregor's theory why and focusing on intrinsic motivation. And Merton pretty much had different, he labeled these dysfunctions of a bureaucratic system of management, and Lindblom, I'd say, would be a good theorist for decision making and just taking incrementalist steps towards decision making. Finally, both public and private organizations have organizational structure, organizational theory incorporated in them. Like I mentioned before with Taylor and his scientific method and his division of labor. We have Fayol and his 14 principles of management. Weber was really important in the bureaucratic structure of organization. And as I also mentioned, Merton, he also had these criticisms of bureaucracy. And finally, Gulick, once again, he's a big proponent in organization and just the division of labor, the planning and coordination of work. He's just a big proponent of organization. That concludes this week's presentation. I hope it was easy to understand, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your week.